Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be creating a very simple set using brand new colors from Fairy Glamor. We're going to create a set of press-ons on the shape short coffin, and then we are going to use dip liquids for this entire set. We are not going to incorporate any gels today. We're going to start off with a very beautiful color. It's a delicate light pink with just like the perfect touch of fine shimmer. We're starting off with a very thin layer of dip base. I like to start right below the cuticle line and then work that product up. The best part about these powders is that they work great with the gel method, they work great with the dip liquids like we're utilizing right now, and you can also use monomer with these, so you kind of have best of both worlds when it comes to these powders. So right off the bat, I'm already loving the coverage. There's no splotchy or patchy areas or anything like that. We have a really beautiful, just very light pink with a delicate touch of sparkle. So I'm just going to make sure we're pressing everything down, making sure we're keeping the shape of this nail. That is the most important step when you are making press-ons, is just make sure when you're working with dip powders that you take that extra time before that dip base dries just to press everything down. Now that that dip base is completely dry, we're going to go ahead and brush off. The dip liquids that I'm using today are from Sparkle & Co. I feel like they're a little bit on the faster dry time. So normally once I go ahead and dip, I can go ahead and press everything down and just completely brush off. We're going to go ahead and build up this color. I will say I do like it. You're going to see here once the dip base is over the entire nail. I do like how this looks with one coat. It's a very milky pink with that little touch of sparkle in here. I do think it looks really good with one coat. So this is a very buildable coverage, whatever look you're going for. But we're going to build it up today to do 2 coats so you can really see the full potential. And I wanted to keep it on the lighter side. I just think this color is perfect not only for Valentine's Day, but it's a great color for that transition into spring. And you could pair it with some baby blues or some purples. I feel like this color right here, it's a great one to add to your collection. So right here, I'm just checking out the coverage and just making sure everything is laying super, super flat. And then we're going to move on. So for today, we're going to be using 3 colors from the Love Potion collection. I did use the other 3, so it's a collection of 6. I did use the other 3 in a previous video about 2 weeks ago, and I'll link that in the cards at the end of the video. So if you're curious to see those other 3 colors in action, you can check them out. All right, so enough chit chat. We're going to dive into the rest of these beautiful colors, and then I'm going to pop back in just a little bit.
I might go too fast. I don't care about those limits, 'cause I want this to last like nothing ever lasts before. I might go too fast. Suddenly some things. You want a house in Malibu. Are you feeling the same way I do? Are you feeling the same way I do? Are you thinking about me? Are you thinking about me? I'm having a hard time not doing anything other than thinking about you. So are you thinking about me? 'Cause I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you. Cause I've been thinking about you. Jump into the car on a Friday night. I wanna drive with you. Looking for a bar in the nearest town. I've never seen a sky so blue. We don't ever play it and the night is young. It doesn't matter what we do. There ain't nobody like. There ain't nobody like. You look so beautiful. And I'm so lucky to be yours. And you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. I'm not coming down. Ain't nobody like you. I could go 1,000 miles as long as I'm with you. Yeah, you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. Talking about yourself and you make me smile. I can listen all night long. I tell you about the time when I first met you, listening to our favorite song. Walking on the street when you caught my eyes, something about the way you move. No, there ain't nobody like. There ain't nobody like. So lucky to be yours. And you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. I'm not coming down. Ain't nobody like you. I could go 1,000 miles as long as I'm with you. Yeah, you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you.
All right, we're just wrapping up this beautiful red. Now this powder has little heart-shaped glitters in it, but the best part about this is that you can kind of, if you pour the powder out into a cupcake liner, you can kind of focus on just the powder only, so you get this really gorgeous red. And then we're gonna play with those heart-shaped glitters here. We're just gonna add a little bit of accents of those glitters to the nail. Now before we get into the glitter, since this is in a red dip powder, and I'm gonna be applying these glitters to the light pink nails, I'm just gonna take an alcohol lint-free wipe and just place those glitters in here and just really make sure we are wiping those glitters off to get any of that red pigment off them before we put them on those light pink nails, because I wanted to keep those light pink nails as pure as possible and I did not want to risk getting any red into those. So we're just going to place them on the nails. We're going to end up placing one on the red nail as well, but this is another way, even though it has like heart-shaped glitter elements in it, you can utilize the powders that have different things in it to just like focus on the color like we did. And then you can also utilize the glitter pieces for a little touch of effortless nail art.
Nobody like you. 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 Jump into the car on a Friday night. I wanna drive with you. Looking for a bar in the nearest town. I've never seen a sky so blue. And you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. I'm not coming down. Ain't nobody like you. I could go 1,000 miles as long as I'm with you. Yeah, you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you.
We are getting into the final steps. Now it's time to protect these nails from the filing and buffing process. I'm going to do a very thin layer of that dip base over the entire nail. This is very important that you're doing a very thin layer. This is going to keep the shape of the nail. It's going to help reduce bulk. It's also going to help reduce your filing and buffing. So I'm just doing a very thin layer, and then I'm just going to let this nail kind of marinate in the clear powder to make sure it is absorbing all that clear into that dip base. I like to tap off away from the jar to make sure we're keeping that clear as pure as possible and not risking getting any of this pink powder in there or any of those fine sparkles. And then I am going to take time just to make sure we're pressing everything down. I'm going to let that dry for about 3 minutes. And then before we go in with the activator, I'm going to take a stiff nail brush and give these nails a good scrub to really make sure we're removing any extra clear powder that may be lingering behind. This is very important because it's going to give us a very crystal clear finish once we hit the nails with the activator. So now we're going to go ahead and do a layer of activator on all the nails. Now the chunky glitter, if you're working with like a chunkier one, I recommend doing 2 coats of the activator so you can really make sure you're getting in between all those nooks and crannies and really getting that activator to penetrate in between all those layers. Now that we have the activator on, I'm going to let that sit for about 4 minutes and then we are good to go. We're going to go ahead and file and buff. Filing and buffing was pretty easy. We're going to start off with a buffer. I like using this buffer block that is the same size as your traditional file. I feel like I can get the best control and I have more room to kind of get everywhere in that nail without kind of using one of those orange buffer blocks like those tiny ones. I just feel like I get the best control with that buffer. And then we're just going to clean up the shape in the underneath side of that nail. And that is all I needed to do for filing and buffing. It was very, very minimal. So then after filing and buffing, we're going to dust off and then we're going to go ahead and activate the nails. And I like to activate as I go if I'm making a press-on set, but it's really up to your preference. So I did the rest of the filing and buffing off camera just to save some time. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to go ahead and dust off. And then I save the activator process for this step right here so you can see these beautiful colors come to life. I feel like these colors are so beautiful. I love that glitter. It just has like the perfect ratio of just like this red, this pink. It also has a little bit of gold shining through. So now that we're done filing and buffing, it is time to go ahead before we get into that final part, that top coat. I'm going to go ahead and take a lint-free wipe and just make sure I am wiping down all the nails to make sure we're removing any extra activator that may be lingering behind to prevent our brush from hardening. So we're going in with the top coat. And for the first coat, I just do 3 to 4 quick swipes on the nail. And then I go ahead and wipe off my brush and I repeat that process. So that first go around, you just want to make sure you are doing 3 to 4 swipes, and then we can get more precise in our application when we go in for that second coat. Also, make sure you are wiping off that brush in between each coat on that paper towel before you stick it back in the bottle, just in case there might be a little bit of activator still lingering on that nail. What's going to happen if you get activator on that brush and you stick it back in the bottle, you can risk contaminating your liquids. So to keep them pure as possible, just make sure you follow that extra step. Now we're going in with that final layer of the top coat. You can be more precise and take your time in the application. I finished the rest of the top coat off camera, and here's the finished set. I love it. This is just a very fun play on Valentine's Day colors, and I really like how simple it is. We have a little bit of heart glitter kind of placed here and there, and that beautiful glitter that we have is just everything. I love the pops of red pulling through. I really love just the simplicity behind this set. Also, I feel like these colors are not only perfect for Valentine's Day, but these are great for spring. I feel like you can do so many different things with them, but I really loved how these powders performed with the dip liquids. All right, and everything that we used in today's video can be found in that description box below. If you're still looking for more last minute Valentine's Day nail inspo, I have you covered. Definitely check out some of my other videos. You're gonna find something that really sparks your creativity. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you all in the next one.